We are back here with the C7, or as I like to call her, the Chopped 7, and today we are doing some unboxing.
As you guys know, we've been on a mission to save this C7 Corvette that I purchased because in my opinion, it was very distastefully modified and highly neglected. And rather unfortunately, throughout my cleanup process, I ended up neglecting the car a little bit too much. Throughout the past month, as I was busy facilitating things with my Honda Civic giveaway and being out on Gold Rush Rally, the car sat at the house a little bit too long where everything died out to the point where I couldn't even jump it. So now is time to focus back on reviving this car and quite literally just getting it to start.
God, this poor thing. Currently, she is bricked and dead. The reason why she's out in the street is that we tried bump starting it, getting it rolling, didn't do the trick. We tried jumping it with another car, didn't do the trick. The battery's just absolutely toast to the point where literally, I mean, nothing happens, and nothing even happens when you put like a tender or a jump pack on it. I mean, clearly she ain't pretty, we've been knowing this, but now she is dirty too, dusty too, so that really doesn't help. But basically, we're gonna have to replace this battery down here. That has to be the issue. Absolutely cooked. Stopped at AutoZone, got the new battery. Ugh. Moment of truth, it's got a whole new battery in here.
At this point of things, if the new battery didn't do the trick, then I don't know what will. And surely enough, we unfortunately still had an issue. But my thought process was, if first try fails, might as well try again.
So we got the Corvette here, all cleaned up. I know it doesn't look like it. I know you can't tell, but just trust. I mean, you could literally see some of the remaining water over there. She's ready. We have our brand new body kit all packed up in this box right here and some tape to mock it up.
So now it's time for a very special unboxing.
The body kit I'd gone with is from a new company called Wide and Wild, and they are completely American made, based out of Florida, USA. And of course, you'd always want your high quality body kit to be very protected in shipping, so it took me quite some time to unwrap every single little piece.
So I finally got all the pieces of the kit fully unwrapped. I threw them all here right in the shade because they were cooking up so hot that it was literally becoming painful just to make contact with any of these.
I've made a rough mock-up on how they'll go on the car. This is the front corner, front fender. Those are some of the side skirts. Those are the rear fenders, and then the final wing back there. And now is for the moment of truth to see how these will overlap on top of our pre-cut fenders that previously had an existing wide body kit on there. In theory, I'm praying that, yeah, these should simply just go right on over and cover up a lot of the Bondo and rough areas, so we won't necessarily have to deal with them. But let's see, let's mock this out.
Now, to my surprise, I needed several less pieces of tape than I thought to simply just hold up the kit. I really thought for some reason that this would be a two-person job while one person held the other person taped on, but everything wrapped itself around the car perfectly and barely needed anything to hold itself on. Mounting up the rear pieces, I just opened the door and taped them to the sill. And luckily, the new wing piece that came with the body kit perfectly went over our pre-existing drilled holes that were there from our prior wicker bill setup that we had, and I was also easily able to keep that taped on for the mock-up.
Alright guys, one full half of the car has been officially mocked up, which is all that's needed because you can only see a car from so many dimensions. And I'll admit now, before I show it to you guys, that this has gotten me more excited for this build.
Take a look, and I know it's, as always, it's hard to take in. There's just so much going on here, but it perfectly overlaps all areas of aggressive sticky Bondo that was going to be impossible to deal with. Now we've just, you know, tucked it away. No one will ever know it's there because the kit just goes right on top. Now in areas where it doesn't, obviously right here, this would have to be all shaved down and fully redone, but I believe that this is fixable, and we gotta extract some of these screws that I still have left in there. That's about the only section on, frankly, the entire car. I mean, I guess there's a little bit down here too, but apart from that, moving on to the rear fenders, they literally cover up absolutely everything. They just overlap on top of where the prior body kit was. The prior body kit literally ended like right here and stopped, and now we have these extension pieces that basically help carry out our over fender on this body kit, which gives this an element of quality far better than the last one, because yeah, it's looks super cheap when your over fender just randomly decides to end and you can kind of see through it as the last one. But this has these extra corner pieces that then kind of shape our fender back down, making it look a lot more OEM flush. And then coming on to the back, we have a wicker bill replacement, which isn't anything crazy or fancy, but they definitely designed it to rock and balance out perfectly with this body kit. It also very much is a wide body. It's hard to kind of take that all in because I have a narrow body Stingray, and then from factory Corvettes became wider with the Z06s. But let's not forget the fact that this kit definitely accentuates the hips out much further than OEM, much further than I think even a Z06 will be. And of course, with that said, we currently have different custom wheels being made that will hopefully flush this out perfectly. So right now there's a lot of process that needs to be trusted. I currently still have the Z06 style side skirts that came with the car on there, and I haven't been able to really mock up these that came with the body kit. I don't know which ones I'm gonna run, to be honest. I'll see down the line kind of what they look like. But as of right now, the main important thing was seeing how the body kit would overlap with my stuff, and it overlaps perfectly. The fitment quality is actually pretty incredible. Like, it lines up all well. Obviously, it's a rough mock-up with some rough tape stuff, but overall, I'm very impressed with Wide and Wild and how well the kit just rough mocks up onto the car. Shouldn't give us that many troubles going forward. So the mock-up was a great success. I'm absolutely thrilled with how the body kit has turned out on the car, and that we've decided to go with the Wide and Wild body kit. I think, you know, obviously we could have saved this car by going the boring method and converted it back to all original, but I think it's a little more entertaining and special for the car to take a scuffed build that it was and turn it into a clean UltraMotive build, continuing on to give it the attention that it deserves, or it probably wanted. So I have removed our mock-up off of the car. I'm now gonna go bring it by the paint shop to get a quote and see what it's gonna take to get this thing all back to one color, which of course means, yes, we're gonna have to go out and drive it on public roads in the state that it's in. It's just not worth it putting it back on a trailer. Obviously it runs and drives just fine. Give this thing a good stretch of legs that it hasn't had for the past month. Now, to my knowledge, it isn't illegal to drive a car around in this state, but honestly, it should be. This is public humiliation ritual right here.
Holy You weren't f***ing around, huh?
No, sir.
I thought you were exaggerating on your videos.
No. I mean, you've seen the worst, I'd imagine, when it comes to just, I mean, cars and collisions, all this different stuff.
Holy shit. So they molded the wide body to it.
Yeah.
They molded it with Bondo.
Yeah, they just Bondoed the crap out of it to it.
Oh my god.
I know, isn't it crazy? Like, it's a 2017 model. You didn't think like a Corvette this new could get into this state so fast. You've seen it?
We've seen it over and over and over again, where people just, they hack them. They just, if they just did it right, it would look so good.
Yeah.
Which is what you're trying to do, but.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to give it a whole new life.
Okay. I think we can do it.
I mean, if you guys can't, then no one can.
Just,
so
you know,
yeah,
we're gonna need some time with it. That's for sure. Because we gotta at least get rid of a lot of this. I think they rattle can it black.
You think that's rattle can right there,
right,
or you think the inside sills are on Corvettes are just black?
No, because you can see where they taped taped it. And you can see the original color of the car.
Oh yeah, you can see the blue back
And then it looks like they taped it on the edge, and then somehow they were like, oh, I can see the blue. And then you could see the overspray here. And then on the other side, look.
That's crazy.
So normally,
normally
you have to remove all this. You see how this has been painted over? Look.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
So this is what would happen if we paint over that.
Ah,
it won't adhere. Yeah, it won't adhere, and it would just come right off like that.
Ah, I see.
But if we do the whole car a different color, we would remove all this stuff to be able to paint it, where you can tell that it used to be two different colors.
So you can see right here that the paint is still shiny underneath the primer.
Yeah.
So that means that the panel wasn't prepped correctly or fully correctly. So that means that we cannot spray any paint on top of it, because it will start peeling off.
It'll peel.
Damn.
So it'll be a matter of looking through the whole car and just kind of, I
You
mean,
can
we'll
see
have
it
to,
even better over here. Look.
we'll have to scuff this probably down to the original paint,
Yeah.
just so we don't run into problems. Because what's gonna happen here in Arizona in the sun, it'll bake and it'll fucking peel.
Yeah.
You'll have a really nice car like the Honda, and then you'll come out on Monday, and then the whole paint will be peeling up.
Yeah.
So we don't want to run into that.
Yeah.
So when can you drop it off? Give me a couple days to kind of run it over with the guys in between production, kind of come up with a solid plan. I'll tell you where I'm at. We'll come up with a good deal, and we'll see if we can make it work.
So they've actually needed more time than I thought to really look at it and give me a proper quote. So I'm fully dropping the car off.
My ride is here. He's gonna take me home.
And they're, I already heard the tires squealing.
They're gonna let me know in about a week's time on how bad the damage will be.
Man, this is a freaking absolute like suite of a hotel room to be in after freaking the vet over there. So I'll be waiting to hear back on what the actual damage is, and then we'll go from there to see if SCC is going to be the guys to save that car. This is really the most difficult big hump of the entire repair journey of that machine, which is now, yeah, all the bodywork, getting it all one color. So it's going to take us a bit to get through this, but if all goes well, we work out a deal, then the car obviously will be there over the course of, it might take a month or so, but throughout this summer, we are gonna get this thing looking from not only a clapped car back to a better, more original state, but then from that, also turning it into a different one-of-a-kind showpiece. I also want to say a huge thanks to each and every one of you who entered into my first ever giveaway of my Honda Civic Si. The giveaway now has officially ended, and we'll be going into our week period of while they're counting and tallying all of the votes. So please give a little bit of time, give also a little bit of time for fulfillment and your orders to all get out, because the very last week is very, very hectic. But thank you guys so much. One of you very lucky people will be taking home a very special, amazing first enthusiast car, great daily driver, or just fun toy to have around. So I'll be making that announcement shortly.